Now, as you've seen, I've started cutting some of the pieces, and they're supposed to look like this. But the reason why I make them this big is because instead of cutting like this, I cut like this. That kind of gives it a different side to it. It's almost like square shreddies or the other type of shreddies, diamond shreddies. It's still the vegetable. So you just spice it up. And you keep cutting these until you finish. And I'll be right back to show you how to actually cut and prepare your chicken. There's no real mean feet. You can do it in chunks, slices, thin, huge. It's just the smaller the pieces of chicken, the faster they'll cook, which means also faster preparation time. So we'll be right back. Aha, now we've reached the meat of the matter. Ta-dum-ts. Chicken, boneless, with fat a little bit, and sinew. I use it entirely as is, and you can slice it whichever way you want, as long as it's in small uniform bits, slivers. You can leave the fat on, it will actually add to the taste, so that it can actually cook quick. You see how thick it is? Okay, it'll make it for quick cooking. Of course, you're not going to be cooking it as is. You can cook it dry, and by dry I mean no oil. But I always like using oil in my stir fries or my meat cooking. Just helps flavor the meat. For those that don't want to use oil, you can easily use water, but you have to be careful because you'll boil your meat if you put too much in one shot. Salt, pepper, any other seasonings that you want to throw in. Compared to other people, I'm not as efficient as cooking meat. I just like taking my time. Remember, cooking is not a speed sport. It's entirely what you want to do for it. For yourselves, of course. If you're planning on becoming a chef, that's a different entire matter. You have to do it as quick as possible for your clients so that they get the benefit of time and the experience. Mostly it's not fast food you're going to be doing. And compared to chefs, I don't plan my menu in advance. It's usually a last minute thing. For example, this particular recipe I'm going to be trying happened in the last 15 seconds of my day today as I was finishing up for work. And I have nothing to eat, so what do I feel like cooking? And I decided, no, since I've had bread and I had pizza today for lunch, I decided, not homemade pizza unfortunately. I decided, what the hell, I'll have chicken. But I'll make it with stir-fry noodles, make it hot and spicy and sweet. So, we'll see how well this comes along. After you finish doing your meat, we'll move on to the sauce. And if you can get your hands on grain-fed or free-range chicken, and you can afford to do so, I recommend you folk to visit your local farmers market, because a lot of people there tend to be more organically sound when it comes to it. They pride themselves on it. And if there's somebody local or close enough to where you live, you can even go visit their business to do business on their farm, if they're doing, or some of them do business on the farm. Others prefer to bring their business to people instead. Now always remember, when you finish using a cutting board with meat, try not to use it with anything else to avoid cross-contamination. I did it the other way around, and that's usually how I do it. Although you can get contamination from vegetables too with some of the events that have been happening. Voila, the meat is done. Now I'll do this and I'll be right back.